And the fact that the 3 dudes that we have running for Florida, that is the best Florida had to offer, it's tragic. So, ladies, look at what's going on in Florida. Look at the options for Senate down there. No, there aren't any good guys out there. Crackhead, misogynistic, incel, criminal, dumb guy, criminal record. The other dude, dumb guy, criminal with criminal dad. That's the best an entire state had to offer in terms of the male department. So no, there are absolutely not good guys out there. That's the best they had to offer. So out of all the motherfucking goddamn men in Florida, they couldn't find a single one with an IQ over fucking 80 and a clean criminal record. However, if you look at the women in Florida, I bet you'll find millions of women in Florida with no criminal record, college educated with an IQ well over 80, for sure. Like, honestly, I think fucking Bonnie Blue would do a much better job running Florida than all 3 of those crackheads combined. It is absolutely tragic, and man, you know, I can't wait for the South Park episodes, all I have to say, but it's a pretty good representation of the men today, honestly. So, absolutely not. There's no good men. Not all of us. Because, yeah, that definitely, you know, it's funny. It's like men right now will tell me, not all men are criminals. But in Florida, you know, the 3 best men they could fucking pluck out of Florida for Senate all have criminal records. They couldn't find a single non-criminal option. That's all I gotta say, man. So, us women, we are tired of the bullshit. We're tired of you men's shit. You guys seriously need to shut the fuck up and step aside and give it to a woman. Because I'm telling you guys right now, I'm going to tell you right the fuck now. If Florida doesn't get their shit together, if they do not find a lovely, intelligent, strong woman to, you know, replace those 3 crackheads, they're going to be fucked. Fishbach for sure is going to totally destroy the economy. Honestly, I think Fishbach's so bad, even if he doesn't win the election, I do think there will be some small impacts, because I guarantee you right now, just because of all of the shit that Fishbach has talked, I guarantee you many women who live in Florida are moving. Many OnlyFans girls have listed their house for sale. And just so you guys know, because I know there's a lot of retarded or men struggling with that male intelligence inside my chat, you need to understand that in Florida, there's a large population of OF creators. What does that mean? Basically, guys, let me fucking put it to you guys like that. Imagine if, you know, New York, you know, elected a guy that ran off all of Wall Street. Does that make sense? So, yeah. You run off all the OF girls, you know, you're gonna fucking totally destroy your economy. This will have impacts on the economy. I mean, think about this shit, you know, you guys. And also, it's not just the whores leaving, and then all of the dudes that make any significant contribution to the economy there will be leaving too. Obviously, when men get successful and they decide to go to Florida, do you really think they're deciding to go to Florida because they like water? No, it's because there's all the fucking bad bitches. Do you really think that those crypto dudes are going to Florida because they, you know, just like the sun? Like, get the fuck out of here. It's obviously the OnlyFans girls. So, you guys have no idea. Like, I would 100% say, like, you know, what Fishbach is doing is totally, like, you know, in terms of, you know, the economic impact or the implications would be no different than if you try to run off Wall Street from New York. Run off all the finance bros. Obviously, I'd hope we all know that if, you know, they got rid of the finance bros in Wall Street in New York, that would really have devastating impacts on the economy. Right? In New York. Running off the OF girls is no fucking different. So already, I honestly do think that there will be some slight, you know, consequence, even if he doesn't get elected. But if he does get elected, let me tell you guys right now, he's gonna turn Florida into Arkansas. Mark my fucking words, dude. Mark my words. I'm gonna turn that shit to fucking, like, you know, what's the kind of, like, middle of nowhere place? I'm telling you guys, seriously, this will have impacts, very heavy impacts, because, again, it's literally no different than if you try to take the Wall Street out of New York. The guy's a retard, and the other two guys are not very bright, you know, but at least there's no, you know, they have not demonstrated any, you know, there's no misogyny that we're aware of, and there's no, you know, plans to deeply, you know, negatively impact the economy in Florida as far as we're aware of. So honestly, Fishbach's the absolute worst. The guy's a total retard. But honestly, none of them are much better. So, you know, if you live in Florida, I suggest you fucking scramble. Try to find a nice woman. Honestly, I think Sophie Rain would do a better job. So, you know, maybe you could talk to Bonnie Blue, Sophie Rain. I'm not joking with you guys. Any one of your OnlyFans girls would do a much better job running Florida than these fucking 3 crackhead men you guys have running. It's a terrible thing, man. So, what's happening in Florida is literally proof that men are not natural leaders. Men are not meant to lead shit. Which, how the hell did, you know, our society even come up with this men are leaders shit? It's like men have, like, this Midas touch, dude. Everything they turns to shit. What the fuck? So, and it's getting to a point where, like, you know, these fucking crackhead men, these fucking tarred men are literally destroying the economy, ruining everything, and they're really about to fuck up Florida. So, find a woman and fast. The only thing that could save Florida is a woman. And it's so true, honestly, man. Men really do have, like, the Midas touch. And, like, anything they touch, they just turn it to shit, honestly. Why don't I run? Honestly, like, what are the requirements? I mean, I'm down, man. Should I run for Florida? You know, honestly, like, yeah, I mean, you know what? None of the 3 dudes running have a degree. I actually have a fucking degree, and Fishbach failed out of Georgetown and likes to talk about economics and shit that he has no idea what he's talking about. I actually have a degree in economics. I don't have a criminal record. I'm in shape and attractive, unlike all 3 of those guys. So honestly, yeah, man, what are the requirements? I'll definitely consider running for Florida, because I do a much better job, man. Does anybody know the requirements? I mean, shit. I mean, I'm totally down, dude. And I would do an amazing job. I do such a great job. So, what was I going to say? Is anybody going to tell me the requirements? So yeah, I'll definitely look into seeing how to, you know, sign up to run for Florida. I'm not super into politics, but man, Florida needs to be saved by a woman. So I'll definitely run. So, you know, make sure you guys vote for me, unless you guys want to have the economy ruined or have a criminal crackhead loser man with micro PP rage making decisions. Oh, and with no education. Man, a lot of these guys probably fucking, like, you know, dropped out of fucking first grade, dude. You don't want a guy like that making decisions. You know, a lot of these guys, I bet you guys, they can't even run their own Google Calendar. What makes you guys think they could run fucking Florida? It's absolutely insane, man. But you guys get the point, you know. I just want to see a woman, you know, save Florida. I just don't want to watch, you know, Florida get ruined by a retard crackhead man. That's all. So I'll try to run, But really, you guys, just find a woman, you know? Find a woman. I don't even, now that I think about it, I don't even live in Florida. So, you know, honestly, you know, maybe try to talk Sophie Rain or one of the Bop House girls into running for Florida. Because, yeah, no, they'll totally get elected. They have a big following. They could tell their followers to vote. And I promise you this, they'll at least be able to fucking preserve the state. Because, yeah, those dudes are gonna fucking ruin it. So, but yeah, man. So, but back to my point that I'm making. This is proof men are not natural leaders. Men are not meant to be running shit. That's why everything turns to shit when you fucking involve a man. They have the Midas touch. Remember, everything they touch turns to shit. But yeah, all of my social medias are located over in the link me, including the spicy content site. Any other questions, guys? A written petition. How the fuck did these guys get 5? Man, there's no way that these dudes got that. You know, something sus, dude. I think those guys wrote all 5,000 of their own petition. But, what was I gonna say? But do you have to be a resident in Florida to... Because, like, I'm not a resident, so that's why I'm thinking... Like, I don't know what the rules are, but... Yeah, if you have to be a resident, then I won't be able to. But if you don't have to be a resident, then I'll consider. For sure, for sure. If I'm eligible, I will definitely run. I'll make the effort, you know, and we'll do our best and shit. But, you know, I think you might need to be a resident. Is that true? But if I did get elected for Florida, man, literally in just four hours, I'd have my entire term of Senate done. I'm not joking. Just 4 hours. Whip out the fucking calendar. All right? Whip out the Google Calendar. Right? You know, just get out the planner, the whiteboard. Bada bing, bada boom. We're going to do this, going to do that. You know, I'm going to have this guy look at this. Okay, we're going to use this guy for that. And done. Fully automated system. My work is done for the term. But these tards, man, if you had all 3 of them working together, they would still destroy. And with ChatGPT, if you elected all 3 of those men with ChatGPT, they would destroy. Florida wouldn't be able to solve shit, would only ruin things and cause problems. And off the bat, definitely do not vote Fishbach. He will ruin the economy. 100%. The 2 other guys are not very bright, you know, and, you know, if I had to pick the best one, I'd pick the Donald dude, because at least he's overcame some adversity, which is always an admirable quality, right? But still, none of them are fit to be running anything. It's a very tragic thing. This is where this whole men are leaders gets you, man. 3 retarded criminal candidates, and those are your only options. So, you know, what I think is going to happen is, you know, we're going to get to a point in society where shit gets so fucking bad and the options, right, for, you know, who we want to elect into leadership becomes so fucking muddy. We're going to have no choice but to elect a woman, and, oh, we're going to finally start seeing, oh, damn, the women do a much better job. And I think it's going to happen like that, because truly, men are not natural leaders. Men are not meant to lead shit. Man, like, most men can't even make a goddamn sandwich, bro. A lot of you guys are still leaving skid marks, man. You still got skid marks. Like, what the hell is going on? Like, shit's cooked. Shit's cooked, but the future is female. The future is female. So you guys, like I said, I mean, I suggest you hop on the, you know, feminism train or take a fucking Uber, bitch. But yeah, all my socials are located over in the link me. You guys are very sweet. What is your question? But yeah, let's we're gonna look into Fishbach's very embarrassing and disgusting. You know, I'm gonna find the Fishbach interview, and so to all the guys that are bitter or don't agree with what I'm saying, you know, I'm gonna show you what happened. You know, what happens when you let men lead. Where the hell is the interview he did? I think he did this interview with who's that one guy, that misogynistic guy, the rip-off in. Okay, found it. So yeah, he did a very terrible misogynistic interview, man. Totally embarrassed himself. And this is the first time that I'm watching this. I have not seen this. But if you are somebody that believes that men are natural leaders and men are meant to lead, pay attention.
Shopping earlier, how'd that go?
Good. We went to Hugo Boss.
And he's in his mom's basement. What the fuck? This fucking retard's doing the interview from his mom's basement.
I think looks good.
Appreciate it.
Sneeko, where's your tie?
No tie this time. I wanted to differentiate a little bit.
Off the bat, first 3 seconds in, the future Senate of Florida's are already flirting with kick streamers. Not a good look.
And you know, I like, it's more Scarface Miami looking. I'm going for a Vice City look.
You got the clean fade too. Yeah, you came down to. It's gonna be cold in Miami tomorrow, so it's already chilly there.
It is. Are you from Florida?
Yeah, I'm from there. I grew up in Broward. It's about an hour north of where you guys are in Orlando right now.
Broward, nice.
That's the hood, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty much, yeah. Pretty much.
And this guy's full of shit. Want to know how I know that Fishbach is a nepotism slug? I know for a fact that he didn't grow up in any kind of hood. For a fact. I'd put my life on it. Because I don't know if you guys know this or not, but he failed out of Georgetown, and which, by the way, I mean, obviously, it doesn't take a genius to know that this retard's, like, not qualified whatsoever. You know, so obviously, you know, the only way a fucking tard like this is getting into Georgetown is, you know, daddy writing a nice check. So, you know, just so you guys know, to the, you know, this is why you don't ever pay the admissions to get your kid admitted, because what happens? They'll just fail out, and I totally understand, or I see why the admissions people do it, because they're thinking, oh, well, this fucking kid's retard son's gonna be out in, like, a semester. The seat will be free in, like, fucking 6 months. So, yeah, but Georgetown, like I said, you guys, yeah, his dad paid to get him in. So that's how I know he's a nepotism slug, just so you guys know, and now I know he's a liar.
One of only 2 white kids in my entire high school senior class.
Oh.
Full of shit.
Shit, okay.
But got into Georgetown, by the way.
I think I have the pass. I haven't used it, but I think I have it.
Probably don't if you're running for office right now.
No, do it and double down.
You've doubled down everything. Everything else you doubled down.
I mean, like, I don't think
Look, I mean, you know, if you're gonna do the hoe tax, right? If you're gonna do the OnlyFans sin tax, you might as well just go all the way.
Can you explain that a little bit? So I see that some of them are upset that you want to impose a tax on OnlyFans creators, 50%. It's called the Bop Tax, the hoe tax. What is this?
It is 50% of everything that people like Sophie Rain make, for the simple reason that we want to stop them from doing it. It's the best.
And if I ran for Florida, I would propose a chopped male tax. So if you are a chopped male, we're going to tax you 50% of your income, and this will be funding health insurance. So all of the women that you give headaches with your fucking yip, all of the women you're giving permanent, irreversible eye damage to, could get free healthcare. So yeah, no, that's how I'd fucking play that shit. Absolutely. So 50% of your income taxed if you're a chopped male. How do you know who's a chopped male? Well, it's easy. We'd have a anonymous reporting tool, and all a woman would have to do is, let's say a dude tries to talk to a woman, pick up a woman at a parking lot. Yep, yep, yep. All she'd have to do is simply snap a nice photo of his license plate and fucking, register into the chopped mail database, and boom. Now, his income's getting taxed 50%. And I'm sure there's women that have a list of chopped men that they're ready to admit into the site. So that's how I do that shit. We'd have free healthcare, fully funded by the fucking gremlins. So it would be a great thing.
Do it to stop them is to create a tax that's so high, Sneeko, that they don't even want to do it in the first place. And so, look.
Yeah, and then, we'd make chopped mail tax so high they don't want to sexually harass women. They don't even want to talk to women to begin with. What a great thing. This is honestly a great solution to get men to leave women the fuck alone and stop ruining their days. And maybe put a paper bag over it.
Thought for is these hoes owe taxes, okay? And what I've said is that I'm going to take this money and improve our school lunches, something that Michelle Obama promised to do and never actually got around to. But look, Sophie Rain owes the state of Florida $42 million. If she's going to be a resident here, if she's going to go around and sell her images on the internet, we want a cut of it. Or if she wants to stop doing it, she can stop doing it. Those are her choices. Give us our taxes, or she can quit OnlyFans and do something actually dignified.
Right, but I'm seeing her argument is that this is going to affect the poor women who just need OnlyFans money to go feed their families.
Yeah.
And he started
Well,
laughing.
Would that really disincentivize people that much? Like even a 50% tax, which is how profitable it is?
I think it probably would, Cloud. I think if you say, look, if a girl's making, let's just say, $2,000 a month, and now you say, well, actually, you're going to only make $1,000 a month, and you could normally make, $1,500 a month just working a normal, dignified job, then yeah, you probably would just quit doing OnlyFans. The idea is to take down the
Or you would just leave Florida.
so you can actually do something that produces something of value.
Or just
But
leave the
typically
state.
Sophie Rain produces no value.
True.
Grammarly helps me get the best grades possible.
If she produces no value, wouldn't that inherently mean that all those millions of men that have purchased her content and have, subscriptions, recurring payments on the platform, wouldn't that mean you're inherently calling these guys worthless and stupid? Because, why would these guys, all these men, be paying if she produces no value? For Sophie Rain to produce no value, that would mean that men are retarded. Does that make sense, you guys? This guy's a complete retard.
Depleting
and
the
including
least
himself,
amount of
guys,
hours
for
of my
sure
week.
he's sub
I'm
to her
Lauren
page.
Taylor. I'm a student.
For sure he has an OnlyFans account.
It's just true. And I think the problem is that you got a lot of young women who say, you know what, I don't want to be a mom anymore. I don't even want to try anymore. I'm just going to hoe out on OnlyFans. And then you hear this excuse.
Wait a second. Wait. I think I'm starting to realize something. I think this guy may have seen my channel. I don't know if you guys know this, but I make music, and last month I was heavy promoting my music, and I dropped a song. No thanks on marriage, I'd rather do OF, because where the hell would he get that girls are doing OnlyFans instead of being moms? I was the only... Hold on, you guys. So, you guys tell me, do you guys think he watched my channel? I'm gonna play you guys the song that I made, alright? And I want you guys to tell me if he watched my channel. Right, Corey. Yeah, I think this guy saw my channel, man. Maybe I created this mess, dude. Cause that is such a leap. To say that women are choosing OnlyFans over having a kid, that is totally a leap. No woman is going to choose or decide to not have a kid and family because of OnlyFans. The reason why they don't want a kid and family is because men suck. But if a woman wants a kid and family, she'll do the kid and family and OnlyFans. You guys get, like, there's moms on OnlyFans. A lot. So, yeah, I think he saw my channel, dude. What do you guys think, man? So, look, I'm gonna play what he said, and I'll, you know, play a snippet of the song, and you guys tell me what you guys think.
$1,500 a month just working a normal, dignified job, then yeah, you probably would just quit doing OnlyFans. The idea is to take down the earnings you would make on OnlyFans so you can actually do something that produces something of value.
But the problem is it's typically a supplement.
Man, I think I might have, like,
it's just true.
created this.
It's just true. And I think the problem is that you got a lot of young women who say, you know what, I don't want to be a mom anymore. I don't even want to try anymore. I'm just going to hoe out on OnlyFans. And then you hear this excuse. I don't know how many women...
Okay, so you heard that?
No thanks, I'm married, I'd rather do OnlyFans. Yeah,
Man, I think Yeah, I think this Fishbach dude saw my channel, man, and I think I might have created this mess. Cause yeah, man, I've never heard such a leap like that. What do you guys think, man? I think I might have done that, man. But yeah, I just want to clarify to all the incels that have never touched a woman and that are very naive. But, guys, like, women are... The reason why women don't want marriage is because men suck. You guys are not attractive. And remember, heterosexuality is not natural. It's a man-made construct. It has nothing to do with OnlyFans. A woman that wants kids will have kids and do OnlyFans anyways. So, I want to make that so clear, but I think I did this.
giving my body for some empty plans. I'd rather sell pics on
The title's called No Thanks, I'm very good.
my dress, no bouquet toss. I'm in control, I'm my own boss. You want vows, I want profit loss. I'll take the views, you take the loss. I build my stage, I own my name. You call it shame, I call it fame. You chase love, I chase the game. Different goals, not the same. No thanks, I'm married, I'd rather do OnlyFans.
Yeah, I cooked with this shit. But yeah, no, man, I really think that I might have did this. Yeah. Do you guys see it too? Like, I think I did this. Which, I'm honestly shocked. A small world we live in, man. But anyways, back to watching the rest of this
women
shit.
club in Miami who are actually starving. If they didn't do OnlyFans, their kids would starve.
No, yeah, that's obviously ridiculous.
Right? And so that just becomes the argument they go to. I mean, look, if there are people who are genuinely starving, we don't let them sell their kidneys to pay the rent. If people are genuinely starving, we don't let them sell off and rent their kids out so they can pay their electric bill. If you genuinely have a need, then we should take the money away from the legal immigrants who came here under Biden and give it to people who actually need it. But this idea that a woman needs to sell her body on the internet, look, if you want to do that, that's fine, but we have taken our cut to support the services across the state that we have to fund.
That's funny, man.
Why not just ban OnlyFans and porn in general?
So I would support that. The problem is the First Amendment does pretty clearly, as it's currently interpreted by the Supreme Court, does protect that kind of obscene degradation.
Is he gonna come for
so
the
it's much easier. I'm with you, by the way. So I think
Constitution?
I would much rather say that the rough back of the envelope math is that Florida could collect $200 million a year in the 50% OnlyFans tax. That's real money. But I would much rather collect $0 a year with this tax, which means that all of these women just give up on it and go do something actually meaningful and worthwhile instead of hoe out on the internet. And if they did that, then we would actually have a system that says, look, we're going to give up the tax revenue. Now, when you do that, you stop.
All of my social medias
content,
are located in the link me.
And that,
guys, here's the facts. I'm gonna tell it to you guys straight, dude. Fishbach is a very unattractive dude. Not attractive whatsoever. Looks like shit. Very unattractive. I bet you, man, that he's tried to, you know, and I feel like many men will resonate with what I'm about to say about Fishbach here. But I bet you, man, Fishbach, you know, one day he was, you know, feeling very broke and very jealous and envious of the OnlyFans girls, and he decided to start his own OnlyFans, okay? And show his little micro PP and his fucking, you know, nasty. And he got 0 subscribers. And that made him very angry. He was like, what the fuck? Why are all these girls making millions and no one's buying my OnlyFans? This isn't fair. What do they have that I don't? This is immoral and demonic. This is Satanism. And he quit OnlyFans just like that. And no one knew, you know, no one found out, which, like I said, I'm sure many of you guys will resonate with this, because, you know, a lot of men do this, just so if there's any girls in here that are watching, you girls have no idea how often men try to make an OnlyFans, like, secretly. Of course they're not going to use their name. You know, because there's that, you know, they have a couple brain cells in there that, you know, are intact, but they don't use their name. But I'm telling you, like 99.99% of men have attempted to make an OF. But no one knew about it, no one's up to it, and that's why they think this is demonic, this is the devil, this is not fair, what do they have that I don't? Fuck them, and that's where the rage comes from, so. I'm telling you guys right now, I think that's where all this is coming from, and I also think that he heard my song, No Thanks on Marriage, I'd Rather Do OF, and maybe I had a hand in this mess, which, you know, is very unfortunate. I mean, but at the end of the day, it's not on me that this guy, like I said, is a retard, that, you know, he's responsible for his own decisions. But I'm just really, you know, you guys, I can't, like, when I made this song, I never thought that I would have an impact like this. I'd be literally threatening Florida's entire economy with this song.
My hustle's high, you lose a drag. No thanks on marriage, I'd rather do OnlyFans. Yeah.
Like, guys, isn't that, like, so trippy? Like, when I was making this song, I was just thinking, yeah, you know, fuck men need to leave us alone, OnlyFans for life. And, like, 2 months later, my song is now, like, potentially threatening Florida's economy. You know, cause this guy to think, oh, girls are doing OF and not wanting to get married. It's like, damn, man. Like, that's so crazy. Like, I don't know how to feel about this. I'm just in shock right now.
Pretty darn close.
What's my song name? What's the song called? It's called No Thanks on Marriage, I'd Rather Do OF. So Fishbach obviously heard this, and it, you know, sent him into a panic.
Legal framework to do a ban. I mean, I would love to ban pornography. I actually don't think it's protected by the First Amendment. The First Amendment's actually about political speech. I think when a lot of Republicans said that students who were protesting for the Palestinian cause, they essentially kicked their groups off campus because they didn't agree with their speech. That's what the First Amendment's for. It's to protect people, even those you disagree with. But it's not about protecting people from making those kinds of videos on the internet. And I mean, I'd love to ban it, but I think this is a much better fix that would stand up to the courts.
Just to play devil's advocate a little bit, because and you know, this is just me genuinely wondering, because I'm not, you know, the most well versed in like all the economics of it. But wouldn't that lead to like a lot of economic migration just to other states, and then you lose that on all the current revenue that, you know, we're already getting from the taxes? Or would it just?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
The impact is much larger than that.
I think that almost is a feature as opposed to a drawback, right? So if Sophie Rain says, I want to keep doing this, but I'm going to move to Georgia or California, that's fine. Move. We don't want you here, right? We're not getting any revenue from her today. If she wants to leave and do it somewhere else, that's fine. But we have to be proud of our state. And I think, we are the content creator, OnlyFans capital of the world. Right? Miami single-handedly, and Florida definitely, but Miami is the OnlyFans capital of the world. You can't throw a rock in downtown Miami or on Miami Beach without hitting one of these OnlyFans so-called models. I know how Cloud feels about them. I can't even call them models. They're so-called models. Right, because they don't actually meet objective beauty standards, but they go out there.
Is this
and
guy
they
fucking
do that.
serious? They don't meet beauty standards? This guy looks like shit! Did he just say that these OnlyFans girls don't meet beauty standards? This guy! Man, like, I honestly, like, this guy needs to,